Hello, Vanessa. Dr. Mike here, and I want to do a video walkthrough with your paper and to tell you great job, absolutely great job. Just mentioned several things on the way to help you go from great to perfect. Your cover sheet, everything looks fine. Realize that every teacher will be a little bit different about cover sheets, so always listen to find out what the details are. Your introductory paragraph is well done. I think your thesis statement is on point. Uh, just a couple of grammatical things that I mark as I go through here. Just some of it's just housekeeping. Uh, you don't need the possessive for United States because there's nothing here to be possessive. Uh, and this is a good statement here. Have been dictatorial in its policy toward Native Americans and Native Americans. I like the use of the phrase here, and the policy they pursued was one of assimilation integration. That is absolutely correct. So the this is a fragment um, here, since Native Americans are not a monolithic group. No, I'm sorry, that's not there is a fragment here somewhere. I think I saw it, but I don't know what this is about. Anyway, on a PDF, I'm not able to make notes, so it makes it a little hard. This should be monolithic group. It should be an adjective instead of a noun. And then on your using footnotes, this is done absolutely correctly. You do have to go back though. I usually go back and change all my footnotes to 10 points so they won't be quite so large as the text itself. That's just a personal thing with me. So it's not something absolute. The 19th century United States is characterized by expansionism. I would always use a past tense in writing history was characterized. I think that's helpful. Um, so abrupt change in public discourse from Indian nations to savages who have no real protections. This is the the sentence fragment I was thinking about. You need a subject and a verb there. And so this is a good statement, politically inconvenient. They were able to change the laws to fit that. On your footnotes again, I probably wouldn't have this blank uh, line between them. You want them to be pretty tight as you can so that you don't use up a great deal of space with footnotes, because you can have quite a lot in a bigger paper. You'll have quite a bit of those on there. Nothing on this page to mention. Your flow through the paper is excellent. Your verbiage is excellent. It's very well done. Uh, I would probably put an article in front of this of a Confederate state, not to mix it up with the Confederate states of the Civil War. Constitution, since we're talking about the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution should always be capitalized, as should Congress, because we're talking about the U.S. Congress. And here's a little foggy: legislative disagreements among congressional members. So I would use the adjectival form of that for your members here to make that correct. And it should not, since it's not a noun referring to the Congress, it may be small letters would be fine there. With Pratt, you don't mention him anywhere before. So I think it would be good to put first and last name on first mention, and then you have a different footnote here, so we still don't know who he is. So we need a little bit of clarity on that. In using IBID, be sure that, like with this IBID, it refers back to this source, and you may need to change the page number. With this IBID, it refers back to the last source here. So it should be referring back to Jackson's speech before Congress. So you can't just use those wholesale, but I just want to mention, be sure those refer to the correct documents preceding them. And again, you can take out the extra lines if you want, but just be sure that you keep tabs on that. Um, Here you've used IBID and you've referred back to Jackson's speech. You could use IBID. Well, you're right. You're correct. I think that's enough for that. I think that would be fine since you're not referring back to the text itself. And when you use them a second time, this is appropriate. While expansionism was a contested issue, again, you're missing a article here. Um, and then we talk about favorable removal, that we probably need an article there. A favorable removal. Congress, of course, again, should be capitalized. And that's it. Your bibliography technically should be on its own page. So I would just move this down. That will leave John Ross's footnote here with this text, but this should all be here. Be very careful that you always have a footnote, a full citation for every footnote in the paper. If you use them over again, you only need it one time as you've done, but just be sure that that is clearly done. So overall, great paper. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you're not using Grammarly, I would encourage you to do that because it is a great tool to help you with your spelling and your grammar and help you to find places. We all have tendencies to places where we're kind of weak on certain things, and so it's helpful to have these tools. And as we use the tools, then it will help us improve ourselves. Thank you for your efforts. You did a great job. And the Indian removal. The one thing that I try to get away from, and this is just me, is to use the word Indian because it was a label stuck on people by Columbus. And of course, you know how labels are. You can never get them off once they've been applied. It's hard to get them unstuck. So I use Native Americans usually in place of Indians, but it's just a matter of my choice. Thank you so much, and look forward to your final version.